So hello everyone, Myrmonden, welcome to my review of Darling In the Franxx episode 9. A very, very satisfying episode. I was like, oh man, Gobro, you can do it. It was very satisfying. I kind of wish that he would said it during the rescue, in a way. I think that would have been a better moment. But the hairpin also was really good, yeah, so I guess so. But I thought I was gonna say it, I love you to her when she was like reaching her hand or, you know, doing the, yeah, I saved you, bro. And that is like, I love you, Ichigo. But he said after with the hairpin. And it was really nice. I mean, the anime is very, you know, triangle drama. It's a lot of like natural feel to it when one girl is not a girl and she gets turned on with another girl and blah blah blah. And so that feels really good, right? Seeing a character being able to like, I don't want to do this crappy third wheel form. I'm gonna tell this guy I like her. So that was really, really good. The ending was fantastic. But I will say one thing though. It was a little cliche. Yeah, it was really cliche in the whole kind of the build up for it. In how we have this character, right? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna make her a hairpin. She needs that with her new hairstyle. And then he sit there and he does it. And then he runs, you know, to give it to her. And when he arrives, his best friend and love rival is already there, right? He's done it for him, or he has done something else, like braiding her hair. And it's like, oh no. And because they're best friends, he can't really confront that, so he can't really go in there and be like, leave my girl alone. No, they would do that anyway, but I mean, it would be easier, obviously, for Goro if Ichigo liked someone else, right? Then he could back to that guy, he could, you know, try to work that down, right? Or whatever, how you do it. But I mean, it would be some possibilities for him to kind of work some angles there. But as he says there, I was kind of satisfied, because even though she didn't kind of look at me, she looked at you, Hiro, and I also look at you, because they're best friends, so he's kind of like, I was kind of fine with her being in love with my best friend, because he is still the best guy after me. So he gets the kind of feeling of, you know, if you love something, set it free. So he's willing to be kind of like, nah, I won't interfere with Ichigo and Hiro, because they are like, you know, he's the best guy after me, so that's fine. Yeah. So that, and obviously that really pushed him back in the friend zone, because he really didn't want to, like, you know, interfere with their, and also of course with Hiro in itself. So yeah. So there's a lot of underlying to it, but at the same time, as I mentioned, I mean, that is a story that I have seen a million times before, right? That is something you have seen in everything, right? In so many romantic movies, so many rom-coms, so many like comedy shows, and or animes and manga, whatever, right? So in that sense, like the very, very basic triangle drama storyline, without the confusing relationship between one guy on the side. Then of course also the actual guy that both kind of like, let's not girl. So yeah, it's very, very cliche in that sense, though. I would have to say. I mean, it is. So what makes it so good, in my opinion, is that he can go past it, right? That's the big strength. Is that Goro is able to say, no, I hate this shit. Yeah, I won't want to be that. Because in most other animes, this would be the storyline, right? And I mean, there would be a thing like, for example, Koto Uso last season. It was a very simple relationship drama. Bad thing going for it. Gamers had it going for it on like paper in theory, but not actually in realization, because of a lot of misunderstandings, right? But it kind of had it going for it. I mean, in some people's views, not views. I mean, like in the characters, some of them believed they had the triangle drama going for them, and so on, right? So for example, you know, it's a thing going on, right? But this is a guy that actually is like, no, I'm gonna break that. I'm not gonna follow this typical cliche trope triangle drama. I don't know. I'm going past it. And of course we see that in other like comedy shows and so on. But generally, well, maybe it's unfair to compare it to, but generally in a comedy romantic TV show from the US, this would go like 5 seasons, right? Before someone, yeah, it would be like 150 episodes before someone actually break that triangle drama. So in that sense, it's like episode 9 here. That's good by me. That's good by me. It could go faster, but that is fast enough compared to most other stuff where it takes them years of episodes to pass it, right. Yeah, but generally, obviously, that's the big thing. Though. We see him doing that thing. It's like we see him, as I mentioned, with the hairpin, and it's like, man, you feel really sorry for him, right? That he actually managed to again then go past it, and she kind of. Read some comments, people were like, oh, he turned him down. But I don't agree with that. I mean, yes, she didn't say like, oh, I love you back, which is kind of fine, honestly. In their context, they don't know what love is. So obviously she is like, oh, you're telling me you love me. I don't know what that is. It's like every Goro, right? It's like, what is love, Major? What is love? It's kind of like that, right? I understand what it means. So right away there, she wouldn't just say yes because of that reason in the love confession there. And generally, she did come there, trying to save his life, and she managed to save his life, yeah, but she did do that thing right. She cracked him and so on. So I mean, obviously she does love him as a friend at least. But generally, that is also kind of the issue, right, with the classic triangle drama, that they are kind of like brother and sister. They're so good friends that they are extremely friend zoned, and she loves the other best friend, right, in this friend zone. He's kind of on the side there, so it's very, very classic in that sense that she is obviously willing to sacrifice her for him, right, because she is still his best friend or like whatever, yeah. So I guess what it is. But there was some really good moments in the episode though. Darling in the Franxx is also a great anime. I mean, I love the whole flashback thing with yeah, I'm seeing that thing again. That was really good. Also, generally, that she was like, I know you're gonna commit suicide. It's like, don't do it. It was like, what? You're an idiot. You always try to save yourself. You always try to save other people for yourself. So of course you're gonna do it. It's like, no, I wasn't. I was like, no, I'm saving everyone. I'm saving myself. I'm not trying to, do some heroic last time. I would never do that. It's like, yeah, right. I knew you had to go in here. So generally, it shows that she really, really knows her Goro, right? And then also some weird things in this episode, and it reminds me of like a Ranma for some reason. I never good scene around about this thing, where it's an interesting kind of context, which makes Darling in the Franxx what is, right? Because what I mean with that is that he has her though, right? Most triangle dramas, the guy would have a chance, but they might have a chance, but they wouldn't like be with the girl. Well, they'd be like best friends, friend zone for years, right? But he's that, but he also gets the booty every day. Yeah, like that's the weird thing with Darling in the Franxx though. He's getting the physical action. I mean, they're basically doing it in mecha. I mean, they're not actually doing it, but they're very, very, like third base kind of all the time in that mecha. So it also makes it a little weirder, which I like with Darling in the Franxx, because it's like, it's the triangle drama thing. He's not a rat in the beginning there, but he gets her body, but not her soul. Yeah, so he gets her on a physical level, and she's kind of like okay with that, because she's like, oh well, if I can't get Hiro, I can do you instead. Yeah, which also makes him kind of like a loser, right? Because he's like, oh, I get to do it every week, but I get she's just sad. It's like, yeah, I'm just a lesser of her loves, right? So he obviously knows that, and it's really annoying for him. But he gets to do it, right? Yeah, I mean, he gets to touch that stuff all the time in the mecha and see her nude all the time and so on. So it's like, that also makes it a little extra weird, right? That is a Darling in the Franxx extra spice on it, which also makes it interesting. But anyway, I mean, I love the whole part of the episode. That was great. There's one thing I talk about, it's completely unrelated about the episode, which is the Papa still, right? So I love the whole build-up with that thing. I think that's great that they keep like putting in small details about how the Papa controls the kids. I really like that the 2 episodes back where they say, oh, we live with this Papa and so on. A lot of that flags of Papa, of course. Revolt is incoming, definitely. And as you see here, again, it's like, oh, we get presents from Papa. Every year we get, like, if we be good kids, Papa reward us. We can ask for anything. Well, I guess it's very limited, but they can ask for like one object. That again is like some kind of weird way, right? Because instead of giving a kid like something every day, right, or something very often, if you instead give them only once per year, like very, very rarely, the reward means a lot. You can give them very little, right? And it's actually much more controlled because they have really, really not spoiled their children, right? And it's like a really weird feeling there where they never get anything at all, have no free will, and then they get one little free will item there on Christmas Eve. It's like, you can have any doll you want, any, because you've been a good girl. Yeah, like that kind of thing going there, and it's very interesting. So I think again that is very important for the overlying story, right? That the Papa is made out to really, really be indoctrinating them, enslaving them, mind controlling them, so to speak, right? Or like, mind controlling them, but like building up, or breaking their minds more. Yeah, like all the time there. So that's very, very important, I believe, in the general storyline that's happening there. The last episode had that. 2 episodes had a lot of that, right? I think a lot of episodes here are showing like a few minutes of like indoctrination from the Papa every episode for the last 3 episodes. I think that is it's gonna be something happening, of course, like some revolt. As I say every week, but I mean, again, right? That's important to note that they're building that up. What more was it? Mechas can suicide. That actually can definitely be a plot point later. I still think Ishiguro will die, in my opinion. I didn't think Goro would die. I was not surprised that he survived because it didn't feel like a good moment to die here. But he can definitely die later, like episode 14, 15, probably around there. I would believe someone's gonna die. And now we know they can commit suicide with the mecha, so that's definitely could be a plot point later. Yeah, but that's it. I mean, generally a good episode. Yeah, one thing too, I also liked where I can never remember her name. The Sundre girl. Sorry, I can't remember the game, but when she was fighting with Ishiguro, that's a good point too. She's like, you know he loves you, right? She was like, no, what are you talking about? He's my best friend. Like, you obviously loves you, you fool. And we see her man's like standing in the background, like, she's just my partner. I don't agree. Like, I'm not here. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, that was a great moment too. Where she's like, everyone knows that he loves you except you. You're an idiot, Ishiguro. You're a horrible leader. Because she is a horrible leader. She's a bad leader. That's a great point too there. But she was like, come on, woman, wake up, goddammit. That was good as well. That was really good. But I hope you love this review, and I'll see you guys next week.